Hello and welcome everybody to InfusionLIVE 4. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about using social media and Facebook and really taking your presence on there and getting the people to opt into your free content that you already have on your website that you may not be connecting those dots. So a lot of us know that you typically have an opt-in form or some type of way for somebody to subscribe to you or to a freebie or something like that on your website. But how do you get your followers and your friends and everybody on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're at to opt into those without having to really go through and completely separately going to your website and finding that? So really targeting them to getting in and getting them to opt in on that. So there's a couple different ways you can do it on Facebook. You can use paid traffic or free traffic. And I'm really just going to give you an overview of how it all works. And if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. If you have any questions, there's the Facebook page. And then if you're viewing on the Facebook page, there's comments below where you can put comments down there on the 22 Social app, which is great. I highly recommend that app for you if you're in that type, if you need that. And then also if you're in Google Hangouts, there's a questions app. At least for me, it's over here, which I hope that's not backwards. Anyway, it's over there, or I think when you log in, you can do it. And I think you can join in. I'm not really sure. I've never had anybody join in and share their screen. But all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And excuse my dog if she decides to need attention. So, screen share. I'm going to share this. All right, so this is my website, and as you can see, I already have this free training opt-in, and I use OptimizePress, so it's integrated already with my Infusionsoft. Now you can integrate that with MailChimp, Aweber, or any of those type of autoresponders. So I'm kind of trying to stay independent of what software tool you're using, but conceptually, you're going to have this free offer. Sometimes people have pop-ups. Sometimes you have it in the right-hand sidebar. I've had in InfusionLIVE 2, I think I talk about how to get this web form on your website and how to get it into a pop-up as well. So if you have questions on that, you can go look at that or just shoot me a chat on Facebook or something. But so what we're trying to get is we're trying to get people to really opt in to this free training. And this is, I'm actually going to be updating this here in the future, but for right now we're going to assume this is the case. So I want people on Facebook to opt into this free training, but I don't necessarily want to say go to my website and opt in for this free training. I want to give them more dynamic of an option. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use lead pages. Now there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can just create a landing page on your website, and then that will allow you to make a complete landing page for your opt-in. I'm sure you've seen them, and they're all in here with templates as far as landing pages are concerned. So the first thing you want to do is make this page that they're going to go to. Because if you go here, it's kind of off to the side, and people might not see it, and I really want this opt-in page to be what I send all my traffic to on social media to opt in for this freebie. So you can come in here and in lead pages, you can find the templates, and I would search by opt-in pages. And so this is going to give you kind of like different layouts. I'm going to sort it by conversion rate. And this is industry, not specific to industry. So take some of this with a grain of salt depending upon your industry. But I typically always pick from the top 9 or so, just because I know that they're higher converting. And make sure you use welcome gate. I like, and you know what? I'm actually going to do it for my new crash course, and that'll make this more. So I'm just going to pick this one for now, and this is where you pick your industry. Which doesn't matter right now, but in the future they're going to be doing conversion rates per industry. So I'll stick with coaches and consultants, sure. And then once you get in here, The things that really matter, if you've ever used lead pages, just go in and you point and click and you change your copy. And I'm not going to change too much of it because you can learn about how to edit all this someplace else. I'm really trying to get this overview. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, you can. It's just blinking. Okay. And I believe the offer that I have an optimized press page for this, I believe, that I've been working on, maybe. Apparently not. I don't remember what I named it. Why are you not loading? It doesn't look like it made it. So I'll go back in here, opt-in pages. I kind of like this new one. It's really clean. So I'm actually, but it's a long form, so I don't know if I really want that much information on it. Go ahead, why not? See if maybe doing a different template will make it load. I'm going to laugh if lead pages is broken right now because they just did some updates. Nope, there we go. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to make this my 5-day crash course on autoresponders. And when I get to doing the Facebook stuff, this is where you would do a tracking code if you were running ads in this tracking code section. You can play with the SEO, but a lot of times you don't really, the SEO doesn't matter as much on landing pages because you're just driving traffic specifically to that, and you're not probably going to find too much Google traffic. It's mostly going to be direct traffic. And then I never do an exit pop-up just because I hate them myself. All right, so just, you know, simple things you can do to edit. Do I not have my new logo up in here? I guess not. I will throw that in there. Documents. No, not those. Totally infused. There we go. I'll hit done on that for a second. And so you can come in here and you can click all this, and this is the opt-in form which does the dual pop-up, which has been proven to convert better. I'm going to edit this. And so I wanted to say, sign me up. So basically, that's how you edit all this. I want to, not that. Benefits, banner, header section. So I guess this. They just recently changed this layout. It didn't used to be kind of hierarchied. I like it hierarchied, but if you don't know where it is, it's kind of a pain to drop in and find it. Where did they move the? I guess they moved it to the actual button. This is weird. Styles, conversion. Anyway, this button is what you would link to your autoresponder, which apparently the integration button section button, show opt-in form, here to edit them. Not. Whoa. Okay. So apparently this is what it used to look like for the form. Okay. And so you would pick which one you would want. So I would do Infusionsoft, 5-day autoresponder series, and I don't want to integrate with any of this. I don't want to integrate with Facebook registration because it'll be easier potentially, although some people don't want to give you privileges to their Facebook information. And also, the email address that you'll get when they click this will be their Facebook primary email address, which is not typically their business or the email address they check regularly anymore. So I've had issues with using the Facebook registration. So I'm going to set yes on that, and then I'm going to go back to, I'm not even sure how I got to this, so bear with me. Okay, all right. See, the new style and the old style is still kind of quirky. Okay, so anyway, I'll come in here and I'll update all of this later. And I like how it has another opt-in at the bottom, so even if they scrolled, they've got another button. And so this is the page I'm going to be sending them. So if you were using your website and you're just creating a landing page on your website, it would just be the main part of your page. So I would get rid of the sidebar, I would make it a full-width page, and I would just put the information that you need, and then you can embed this same code, or you can make a new code that you can put on that landing page. And like I said, I have a video that talks about how to do this web embed with your autoresponder. And so here's your page, and I'm going to save this. And if you're using lead pages and you don't care that it points to your website, now if you're running ads, I would always recommend pointing it from your website. So if you have a WordPress website, there is a plugin for lead pages, and simply if you hit publish and you click, and you haven't done this before, and you have WordPress, you can just download your pre-customed WordPress plugin, and what it'll do is it'll pull it down, and you'll download this onto your computer, and then you'll come into here and you'll upload it in your plugins, add new upload, and that way you'll have what I have right here with lead pages. So what I can do now is say lead pages, add a new lead page to my website. 5-day crash course, and it's a normal page, and I'll publish it. Now what this is this is now off my website. If you don't have a website, or you don't want to do it through your website, or for some reason you can't figure it out, you can always publish it and use the URL that they gave you. For everybody has this. It's a self-hosted on lead pages, lead page hosted website, and so this is going to be the page, and this is what you'll send traffic to. You'll send this in a Facebook post. So if I were going to post a new one, let's copy this, and if I were going to post a new status to try to get friends to, sorry, it's friend. If I were going to get somebody to post, AJ's awesome, by the way. He's really great with marketing funnels and strategy and all that. I'll give him a shout out. So if I was going to do this post, I would say, and you can post it to a group, you can post it anywhere, just as long as you're posting and you say whatever you want to say. Be like, I just launched my new autoresponder, my new 5-day crash course on auto. 5-day crash. I'm not actually going to post this on autoresponders, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you're doing this on Twitter, type the same thing, and you just use that URL. And if you're using Hootsuite, anything, you're just using that URL. And it's going to pull, now, this is a good thing, it's going to pull in this image. So if you're going to have this be the picture of the ebook or a picture of whatever, it's going to know and it's going to pull this in. There's a couple ways to work around it and to fix it if you need to within Facebook, but that's what it's going to do. It is, however, going to pick the name of your page. So if you look here, there's not any SEO settings. So this is where your SEO settings would matter for what it pulled in. So I would say 5-day crash course on autoresponders. Molly Richardson. Learn how you can use autoresponders in your business to leverage your time and grow and increase your leads. Okay, so really those are the two that matter. We'll do that, and we'll save it, and now I'm going to prove to you, hopefully, that it will pull that in. Did not, the image didn't even pull in right. Well, it did pull in, but you can click these to pick different images. That is annoying. All right. Well, if it comes in and your post, if you're using something like Hootsuite or something, you can maybe change it in there before it publishes. But if you want to change this, you can easily just click this and type in what you want it to say. But you have to do it every time. So I'm going to actually see if I can figure out a way around it with lead pages, and I will post it in like the notes on the page or something. I'll post it, you know, on one of my pages as I post this video. So just check one more time. It's not doing it. Maybe it's because I have it open. Let's save it and close it and see if that helps. Refresh this page and paste it. Nope. All right. I will figure that one out. No, I don't want to upload it. All right. So I want to prove this to you too. So it's HTTP, totally infused, and then I did 5-day crash course. Is that what I set it up as? I don't even know. So I can send people to this. And this is really what I want to, okay, there we go. So it looks like if you're using it through lead pages, it's more tricky to get this to show up properly. So if you pick it from here, I betcha that works. There we go. So now that SEO settings come into play. So it kind of, and then it shows that it's from Totally Infused rather than showing it's from leadpages.net. And that's going to really help it stand out and look more authentic in a newsfeed. A lot of people have lead pages stuff and they still get opt-ins, but when you're scrolling through and you see a sponsored ad or you see something where it goes through lead pages, it just doesn't look as professional and thought through. So let me see if I can find an example. Everybody's talking about Robin Williams. Okay, I don't know if these are lead pages, so it's not even going to be something I could find if they don't do it. Let's find one more sponsored, and if it's not that, I'll move on. There's one good. No, that's not a good example. You never find ads when you want to find ads. All right, I think I'm about to give up. Yeah, all right, I'm giving up. But anyway, you would see on one of these, it would say leadpages.net, and you don't want that. So, all right. And then the last thing is, when we're tying this into the autoresponder, I mentioned how you would come in here and you would edit it on that page with that pop-up. But in your autoresponder, I would always set up like a series of like a month in advance or maybe 6 months, and depending on kind of your industry, like. and have set, like mine's a 5-day crash course, so mine's already going to have emails. That's the whole course. But if you're doing something like get a free ebook, the first thing you would do is send them that confirmation email to get that double opt-in. A lot of people try to avoid it. It's kind of required now for Canada at least, and then with the United States it helps to have that. And also if you get that double opt-in, your open rates and everything's going to be better when you send to people who've double confirmed, just because they're obviously interested enough to confirm that. So it'll help get your opt-in rate or your open rates and click-through rates a little bit better than just random. And so that's really how you get people through. Now, with, and I mentioned email, or I mentioned Facebook ads. And you know that whenever you create an ad, you can run traffic to an opt-in form. So really the key here is getting a conversion tracking pixel, and I'm just going to use one I already have set up. You would just say create pixel, and you'd fill out this form, and it would create one for you. But I'm just going to use this one as an example. Actually, I'll just create it because might be using it. Autoresponder crash course, opt-in, and it's going to be a registration. No, it's going to be a lead, I think. Then this honestly doesn't matter per whatever. It just helps you remember what it was for. I'll copy this, and in here, in the lead pages options, in the tracking code, I don't want to put it here because this is the opt-in form. I want to put it in the thank you page. So when somebody actually goes through all this and they opt in, you're going to be sending them to a thank you page, and that's where you want to put your Facebook pixel, and that's where you really want to show off a little bit of your brand. So I'm going to exit this, and I'm going to create a thank you page real quick. And I feel like I've done so many videos like this where I'm creating these lead pages or I'm creating these pages. I'm going to actually go ahead and make a page in here, so if you were just wanting to send them to here, just to give you an example of something different than doing it in lead pages. With lead pages, you just go into templates, you pick a thank you page, and you put that tracking code up where I just showed you. Now, on here, though, it's a little bit trickier because WordPress uses a framework, and you can't put that tracking code in the header file because then it will go onto every page, and then your conversions and all of that is going to not be right. So you really want to do it on a specific page, and for that I recommend using, let me check to see if I have any questions. I do not have any questions, okay? Oh man, Facebook pixel. There's I forget the exact name of it, and I might have to look in one of this one right here. And if you see this, like both of these look like they could work, what I typically do is open the details. And this one's been downloaded 1,300 times, and this one's been downloaded 112 times. So I'm going to pick this one, and you can hover over here and see the ratings. This is based on 2. It's based on 1. So really, that's not a super reliable number, but I will go ahead and use this one. I know it's one of those that is the right one. I just naming. And see, this doesn't look good. So I probably won't, that's probably not the right one. So I want to add that thank you page. And insert Facebook conversion, bam. So it's going to add another opt-in box, another kind of widget here on the page editor, kind of like how WordPress SEO does and stuff like that. And I'll just say thank you for registering for my cloud. And more stuff. And so you can add whatever you want in here, and I'll publish that. And I did download this, so I'm wondering if this might work. as a test. I downloaded a Pixel helper. It's just an extension to Chrome. And let's see. Look, 2 errors. I don't like that. Let's see. And I've had issues with that, so I'm not sure if it's the plugin or if it's actual Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the, where'd it go? This one. And see if I can refresh this page and see if that'll go to active. Because you have to go to the page for it to register as active. And it unfortunately does not look like it's working. So that really might not have been the right plugin. The poser. So let's take a look. I'm going to go back in here and copy this again. I don't think that plugin was working properly, so I'm actually going to remove it and see if that other one will work. Okay. All right. Oh, well, that one doesn't even... Oh, killing me. Is WordPress something? Alright, well that worked, I guess. Wait, pages. Thank you. See. And it should add something very similar. I think this is left over from that old plugin. Yeah, see, this isn't right. They don't know what they don't know what they're doing with this plugin. Because you don't want it to be on every page. So I'm gonna get back to you guys on that as well. On the which one is I know I found one that works, but I can't find it because I don't use it. I use Lead Pages and I plug it in. So thank you pages. And here's a good way too, where on the thank you page, if you have like a webinar to offer, I'm actually going to do this because this is my plan, is to promote this ebook or crash course, and then have that drive into a webinar that I'm going to be hosting probably the end of this month, and then that will hopefully bring even more people into my total funnel, and then ultimately drive them into friggin' fast funnels or a done-for-you client. So in this, I'm going to put in the tracking codes my script. I'm going to name it ACC. Thank you. Save it. I'm going to add it. Oh, Oh, and so this is where I would be integrating them into that. So I will do funnel webinar registration. It's old, but it'll still, I'll fix that later. And so now when I come to here, oh, man. I can add a new one. Still not on that list. There we go. So I can view it. Something must be off with my internet. Anyway, so I view that. Now in here, if I refresh this, this should mark as verified. Actually, it should move it up and mark it as verified. Something's off. Because this one's still tracking. People are still... And this is... Okay, so I say that, and this says webinar conversion, but really it's converting on my... it's really converting this right here is what this is tracking, which is surprisingly a lot. Since I'm not like I'm not really pushing it. Although it says inactive. These are not all inactive. I know they're not inactive. Let's go to when you sign up for that, it goes to that, I think. I just want one of these to show up as verified because I know they're it's killing me. Well, anyway, when you're setting up your when you're setting up to drive people to this page, this landing page, you would take this URL and you would go into your ads and you would create an ad and you would use this URL and you would do website conversions, use this URL, and it's going to pull in all that info. Yeah, I know that it's not working. So you could have set the conversion tracking pixel up there. I just like to set it up outside of there. And I actually want to use this one. Refresh. Verify now. I don't know why it's not tracking. And then you can pull in your images and do a Facebook ad like normal, and what it's going to do is it's just really going to direct the people to this. They're going to opt in, they're going to get sent, and they're going to go through your autoresponder series. So if you're doing like an autoresponder course like I am, it'll go through and it'll email them every day for the course, or you can set up them to email out in the future, so a month or 2 months in advance, 2 months down the road. You can also throw these people into your campaign, so if you send out weekly newsletters, so anybody who signs up for this for me will sign up for this, will be automatically put into a campaign for my weekly newsletters that I send out on Thursdays called Totally Tips. I'm going to flip this back to me while I finish. I don't see any questions. I'm going to check my Facebook to see. Nope, nobody posted on my thing from earlier. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm outside, so I'm kind of getting eaten up, but it's all right. So really the concept that I mentioned in the beginning and kind of tried to walk you through, I had some issues with Facebook conversion pixels. They are finicky, and I would always test it, and this is just a great example of why to test it before you run it and you run it live. So if you've got a link that you want to send people to and they've got buttons and it's supposed to go to your autoresponder, then it's supposed to send X number of emails and it's supposed to do this and that, test it. Set it up and test it. If you've done it, if you've tested it and you think it works, find a friend online and ask them to do it and ask them to go through it and see if they have any issues. And that'll help you, one, get a new opt-in without having to work too hard for it just by asking for some help, and then also it'll help you get make sure that it's functioning properly and the conversions are tracking right. The hard part on the conversions, though, is if you're running the Facebook ads and you're not seeing any conversions at all and that conversion pixel is being finicky, it's probably not working. So you will, however, be able to go into your autoresponder and see if anybody's opted in. And what that'll help you do is you can see, and I use Google Analytics so I can track to see how many people are going to my website, and I can see if they've gone to that home page, and then if they've gone to that landing page, and then gone to that thank you page. And if they have, and if they've gone to that thank you page and nothing's registering in Facebook, and I'm running Facebook ads, I'll know something's wrong with that conversion pixel. And it sounds really easy, like you just take that conversion pixel and you put it on the thank you page, and then when somebody opts in, it's automatically working, right? It's not that easy, unfortunately. You've got to ping it a couple times and make sure. And it might take them, it might delay a second or two. And I honestly don't know what was going on there. And I'll dig into it and I'll see, because I'm honest. That was a frame for my funnel that I will be finishing up this weekend. I'm going to Podcast Movement in Dallas. I'm leaving tomorrow at like 8 at night, and we're driving through the night. So hopefully I'll be sleeping in the car. But if I'm not sleeping and if I'm on the way back, we'll be driving during the day. So I'll have a bunch of time to do a bunch of stuff for both my clients and all of this content that I'm trying to provide for you guys. If you're not already on my newsletter, shoot me an email, hit with me on Facebook. I will get you on my newsletter. Or you could just opt in on the side. And hopefully, if you're watching this a couple weeks from now, then it will actually be the 5-day autoresponder and not the video. But that's it for now. I think this went well. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Use hashtags when you're on Twitter and you want people to opt in to get more people to see it. Yeah, just random piece of advice. All right, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Actually, I'll go look at what I've got on my plate for you guys, since I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm really ADD, if you guys couldn't tell. Actually, I've scheduled out for the rest of August, but if you guys have anything you would like me to talk about or do, I'm definitely willing to shake the schedule up and add different things. The next thing, funny, the next thing I'm talking about next week is optimizing your current strategy using analytics. So I was just talking about Google Analytics. I just kind of showed you how to frame out this opt-in. And so, if you've got this working or you've got something working, you've got your website, how to really optimize what you're doing by looking at that analytics and trying to see. I'm going to be using Google Analytics is my main one, but I'll also show you some of Lead Pages Analytics and Facebook, all the stats that Facebook gives you when you run ads, and I'll help you really narrow down your strategy. So if you hop on that, I can definitely give you some one-on-one advice. If you have some stats you want me to kind of help you navigate. I'm an engineer, so I love data, and I'm always looking at my data, as anyone who knows my Libsyn addiction for checking my podcast downloads. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, I'm an open book. Shoot me on Facebook. I will get back with you as soon as possible. I'm super busy right now with everything that's going on, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a great evening.